Try it again.
2, 3. I got a story. Story once was told. 2 young boys go into the liquor store where they sold their souls. I got a story.
Hello, and welcome to the Wet Bandits podcast. We are in season 3. Season 3, our theme is soundtracks. We are not covering a soundtrack right now because most of our time is spent covering 90s bands' discographies. We like to go through from start to finish. No live albums usually, unless it's especially important to the catalog. I suppose if we were going to cover Kiss, like we would do Kiss Alive or whatever.
Oh yeah, you'd have to.
You'd have to. And we don't do EPs, except if we were going to do Alice in Chains, we'd probably do Jar of Flies, because it's, a landmark in their catalog. But for the most part, we're sticking to full-length studio albums. And, we like to examine the change in the band from start to finish. But, from album to album, it's like, does this... do we like this album? Does it stink, or does it make us #get wet?
Yeah.
So that's the mission every week. And this week, we are looking at, which number is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th.
Holy cow.
Holy moly.
It went by fast, dude.
Yeah. Red Hot Chili Peppers' 10th studio release, I'm With You. I'm With You came out August 29th. 2011. But before we get to that, we had a little fun experience was it just last weekend that we went to the trade show, or is that 2 weekends ago now?
1 week. Last weekend.
Okay. Last weekend. We went to the Ohio Festivals and Events Association trade show. That sounds boring, but it's not. If you've ever been to a trade show before, this is like a traditional trade show in that you have, in this case, representatives from festivals in Ohio coming to look for people to hire to do things at their festival. So there's lots of bands that have booths there, and we're one of these bands. That part's boring-ish. I mean, there's value in it for us to go be seen and have people. It's much like politics where, people might not want to admit this, but the best way to get elected is to have your name be recognized. It has very little to do with your, especially in local elections, as the statistics say, it has very little to do with your policies and much more to do with, have they heard of you before? And it's similar here where your first year, the Wet Bandits' first year at a trade show, we might not get many bites, but just showing up year after year, they remember you, and that's what gets you in. So that's why we go to these things. But this particular trade show also has a showcase for the bands where they put together a professional sound production. They put you on a big stage with lighting and all that, and you play for 20 minutes for all these people. And that part is fun. We put together a 20-minute medley, which went off pretty much without a hitch. Right?
It was good, man.
It went without a hitch on our end.
Yeah.
It did not go off without a hitch from the sound company's end.
Oh, right.
As we had several people come up to us after the show and say that the front of house speakers were not on. No other band had that issue.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, we were the only band that did not have sound for...
Sabotage.
Yeah, Sabotage, right? So which band did this to us, do you think?
I don't know.
Which band sabotaged us? Is it necessarily a band that was at the trade show? Because I did talk a little smack about Under the Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
And, we're here doing our Red Hot Chili Peppers podcast.
Yeah.
We reached out to Under the Bridge, which is a cover band from Cleveland that does Red Hot Chili Peppers stuff. And they're nice enough guys. Obviously, I didn't expect them to want to come to Columbus to do a podcast. Uh-huh. But then I said, I would have chosen a different name for the band. It's a little obvious. But, so maybe they snuck in and cut the cords or whatever.
They had the sound guy on the phone. Execute order 66.
Execute order 66. So maybe that happened. I don't know. But it's also cool to like make friends out there. It's nice to get to know. That's something we hadn't done very well. Part of this is because I'm an outgoing like person, but I don't mingle well. You know, like if I'm with a good mingler, I can talk to people.
Right.
But what I can't do is like initiate it. You know, which
nice weather we're having.
Right. Like that's not. Part of it I've realized as I've gotten older is I am more comfortable with silence than most people are.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to fill empty space, but I understand it makes other people uncomfortable. So anyway, first of all, Adam Calvert is probably the first guy that we've ever that we had any sort of relationship with, and I met him at the Fairs Association thing, which is in Columbus in the dead of winter, like first week of January. And he's a country artist. He's from like Eastern Ohio, I think. And I don't know. Do you remember his the first time we saw him?
Like 2 or
3 years ago.
Yeah.
He has gotten, his band is different, I think, but they've got, not that they were bad before, but they've gotten like better. Yeah. They're like a 100% pro production now.
Yeah, they had a pretty badass drummer, man.
Did that? Oh yeah, the black guy.
Yeah.
He, which, you know, I hate to put it that way, but he was like the only black guy at the, you know, but he was very good.
Yeah.
And their guitar player was different. The I don't know how else to say, because they were both playing lead parts, so it's hard for me to stage right guitar player, which only means something to you, not to me, or not to the audience. But he could play too. But he's just, I mean, everybody loves him. You know, like everybody at the trade show, like all these festival people already know who he is. He's just like the personality of the trade show. So he was good. Then you've got Presley and Taylor.
They were good.
They were good too. Full disclosure, I'm not going to mention anyone that I thought was bad, because there are times and places to like crap on people. This is not it.
Not on the Wet Bandits podcast.
No. Sometimes it is on the Wet Bandits podcast, but not when we're talking about these people we met at this trade show. So you can just assume that if I didn't talk about them, I wasn't a huge fan. But Presley and Taylor were good. I don't know how they set up. There was like an after party at a hotel bar afterwards, and they were set up to do a show after the trade show, which is genius for one thing. But they were good. They were sisters, I guess.
They played some good CCR.
Yeah. And they played on the first night, and which was the rougher of the two. I think the lineup for night 2 of the trade show was, and that was the night we played, was a little better than night 1. Night 1 had some hiccups, right? But Presley and Taylor were good. Their poster, when you walked in, they were like the first booth, and it had like Presley was the first name, and right below it was Taylor, and the word "and" was like really small, and so at first I thought it was like Presley Taylor, like it was the name of the band, or it was, pretty quickly it's not just one of their names, because their giant faces are on the poster. But it did look like you could barely see the "and," so maybe it's the Presley Taylor band or whatever. So anyway, they were good. Probably unless I'm forgetting, I meant to have like my little book of people, so I didn't leave anybody out, but I think they were my favorite from the first night. Movement 44, the kids that did the originals. I shouldn't call them kids. They're like 21 or 22. Yeah. They were the first night. They did a lot of originals, which usually doesn't go over that well at the trade show, but we heard about people hiring them. Yeah. So they must have done good. And they were like the nicest kids too. 100 Proof was also there. They played on Friday. They were one that I think they would even admit there was a hiccup in there, but it was literally the first time they had played on stage with their singer. They had a singer quit like 6 weeks before, and I think I can say like I think I saw a hiccup here or there, But I only am saying that because I was looking for it.
Right.
I was looking for it because they told me they had a new singer. I think I wouldn't have noticed if they, if they hadn't told me that, I wouldn't have noticed. And surely no one in the audience noticed, So, gosh, and 100. Another shout out to 100 Proof. Like, I listened to their demo, and I don't think I ever heard this part. I think they intentionally left this part of the demo out, which was probably smart on their part. But when they first started playing it at their booth, the first song on their video demo was "Never Again" from Nickelback, which Nickelback fans seemingly are few and far between. Let's put it a different way. People who admit to liking Nickelback are few and far between.
Okay.
They sell millions of records, so people like them.
Yeah. They sell arenas, dude.
Yeah.
Sell out arenas.
So people don't want to admit to it, but people like them. And this video, like, the sound production was great. They played that song and it sounded just like Nickelback.
Really?
No, I'm not saying they like faithfully recreated it and did a good job and played it just like them. Like, if you had played me that and I wasn't watching the video, I would have thought it was Nickelback. Like, their tones were exactly right. Their, like, everything about it was like spot on.
There's a market for that music, man.
It's hard for me to be impressed by a demo, and I was like, holy first of all, I love that song.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know it, but I love that song. And so I was blown away. Like, and they were super nice. They were the booth right next to us. They were super nice too. And then in the booth to our other side, you had Yours for the Taking, which is a bunch of local guys, like from Columbus. And they were the ones that did Pride and Joy.
Got it. Yeah, I remember them.
They like blazed through that song.
Yeah.
Like, it was a much quicker tempo. I don't know. I assume it was intentional. Sometimes the excitement, we were talking about how we were nervous for our part. I'm sure they were nervous too.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you not be a little bit? So they ripped through it, but like, he managed to play all the signature parts in the song and stuff. So they did a good job. And again, like, it doesn't behoove anybody to be dickheads at these things. So like, to say like, oh, they were nice guys is like maybe a little superficial and a little easy. But, at the same time, like, I don't think a lot of people are going home being like, who are the nicest guys? The Wet Bandits. Like, not that we're, like I said, dickheads, but we're not the most outgoing group or whatever. But these guys they're cool.
Dude, where's your beer, dude?
Oh, I forgot it. I'll get up once we start playing some songs. And then who played our night? We had
Cars cover band.
The Cars cover band. They sound really good.
Leonard Skinner tribute band.
Their bass player, the Cars cover band guy, he's intense.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's intense. He means business. Who else?
The Leonard Skinner tribute band.
Oh yeah, the Skinner tribute band. These guys, you know what? Let's shit on somebody, okay? Let's shit on this Skinner tribute band, because these sound companies, like, they have a job to do, and they provide amps, backline for us. They provide drums and amps and stuff. It's much easier for them if we just use the stuff they have. And the Skinner tribute band, the average age of those guys is probably like 65. Yeah. I don't know, maybe a little younger. But like, these older guys who insist on bringing their own amps on stage. And it's like, I do understand. Like, you want your tone. Part of what made me nervous was using these other amps.
But that's not the point of the...
Exactly. Yeah. That's not the point of the trade show. None of these people care.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's not like their tone and attack was so impeccable that I was like, oh, I see why they needed these amps. Like, and they got up there and you had to write like a little intro for your own band, and their intro said they were musically the best Leonard Skinner tribute band in the Midwest or wherever. And it's like, throwing that word in there is how should I say that? It's aggressive.
Yeah.
It's aggressive to do that, because what they're trying to say is that, what they're saying to the audience is that if you want a Leonard Skinner tribute band and you pick someone other than us, you're stupid. you don't get it because musically we're the best. If you're picking a Skinner tribute band for a different reason, it's not because of the music. It's because, I don't know, they're younger and better looking or whatever. Like musically though, if you want a Skinner tribute band, we're the smart choice. Like, that's condescending is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you can believe that all you want.
Must be a competitive field, man.
I guess so. The Leonard Skinner tribute bands are all over each other out there. But go ahead.
I was just saying, like, I get the tribute band scene now, you know, rather than like when I was like before going to the trade show, because the tribute scene is more of like a festival thing. You know, it's like
100%.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we got the Tom Petty tribute band. That's going to get me out of the house, you know. Just the name itself. Yeah,
the Cars tribute band, like, when you hear them, like, warming up, you're like, oh, yeah. Like, because we got to listen to a lot of the sound checks. So they were good. The George Michael tribute was right before us. And that one was, I guess I don't know a lot of George Michael.
Yeah. It's kind of a...
But when they played Freedom, and obviously I knew Freedom, but when they played it, I was like, hell yeah. Like, because they had the samples of the choir and stuff. Like, they were good.
Yeah. I don't even think I know any George Michael.
No, me neither. I mean, I do, but not enough to be like, oh, they're playing a whole set of George Michael. I got to go hear that.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, but the look was on point.
Yeah,
for
it
them.
was.
Like, he looked just like him.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what we did. Trade show.
Knuckleheads.
What's that?
Knuckleheads, dude.
Oh, Knuckleheads, the bar.
Yeah.
So there was a bar called Knuckleheads, and dude, that bar sucked. Let's be real. So we stayed at an Airbnb rather than staying at the hotel where the conference was, which was a good move.
Yeah.
It was cheaper. And it was close enough that it was convenient. And there was a bar nearby, but that bar sucked.
You're just like driving like knuckleheads. You're like, okay, I'm kind of feeling like a knucklehead tonight.
Yeah, feeling like a knucklehead. And we acted like knuckleheads.
Yeah.
We ran there and back from our Airbnb.
That was, yeah.
It felt good to feel young again.
Knuckleheads to do.
Yeah, it was very cold. It was like a half a mile, roughly.
Yeah.
Which we told Josh, like, hey man, we're not driving out there. We're not Ubering half a mile. But then you guys did get an Uber, and I just ran home.
On the way back.
You're yelling to me. You're like, dude, just wait. And I was like, I ran.
Yeah. And then we ate Josh's pizza. He's like, dude, this is my
meal for tomorrow.
Yeah, for the whole weekend, we just annihilated it.
Yeah, but then I got food for him.
You did, yeah.
That he didn't eat, but whatever. I tried my best. So, anywho.
Yeah.
So that was our weekend. It was a lovely time. I always look forward to the trade show. Looking forward to seeing a lot of those same bands next year, and sort of like, it's nice to have those relationships with other bands, because we don't get a lot of that in Columbus because we work so much.
Right.
You know, you don't get to go out and see. We really have just the Fairweathered. That's kind of like the other band that we talk to in town, because Kevin subbed for us and David subbed for us, and I don't know. That's the other band we have and the Winnie Cooper Project, sort of. Just because I know the singer, and sometimes when we can't play dates, I'll suggest that they cover for us. But we play so much, we don't get to go out and watch bands very much. So
yeah, we should do that more.
I know,
but it's hard, like when that's your free night.
Exactly. Like my wife's not super psyched about me being like, she's like, oh, you don't have a gig this weekend? Yeah, but I'm gonna go watch a different gig. So anyway, we've already gone 20 minutes. We haven't
traveled, dude.
You know what we haven't done?
Dude, do you lie?
Do you lie? I don't have. Do you have a lie for this episode? This is our second recording in a row, and I'm not sure I have a lie prepared. Dude, do you lie?
Dude, of course I lie. What human doesn't lie, dude?
It's true. Dude, I have a lie. It was a little lie.
What is it?
So that cough was like the devil trying to keep the lie in my body. But me trying to be like, oh, I need it out. So I was supposed to be here at 1, and I was here at like 1:09.
Yeah.
And I blamed it on Starbucks. And it is true that Starbucks was not ready when I got there. And it should have been. I would have been closer to on time. Because, dude, you have to order mobile. You have to. You're an idiot if you don't. If you are getting Starbucks and not using mobile at mobile-ready Starbucks, you are an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're insulted by that, you should be.
Dude, the lines are out.
And just there's not a line when you order mobile. You can usually just walk in and walk out. I did have to wait on this one. So, but the truth is, I didn't leave my house on time to be here by 1 anyway. So I lied.
Dude, I didn't
by
care.
Omission.
We didn't have a set time. It was just like
it's
1.
True, 1-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still felt badly. Anyway, do you lie?
Dude, I was playing Zelda, dude.
Yeah?
Oh, dude, I don't know, dude.
You don't have to have a lie. We didn't have 2 lies prepared. But do you...
I'll lie to myself. Does that count?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to run tomorrow, but these bag of chips look better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
So that's my lie to myself.
Yeah. Those kind of lies are tough.
Yeah. Those might be the worst lies.
Yeah. Yep. So... yeah, those might be the worst lies. Because hurting yourself is the worst person to hurt.
Is it?
I don't know. Hey, you guys, tell us your lies. You know what you should do?
Send them in.
Send them in. And what you should do is email us your lies. That way you can do it anonymously.
Yeah.
So email us. This is kind of a long email address. wetbanditsbandcolumbus@gmail.com. wetbanditsbandcolumbus@gmail.com. And then send us your lies. And then we'll read them on air. Anonymously. Yeah. So send us your good lies, and then we'll get some. Hopefully, we won't have to come up with a new lie for ourselves every episode.
Dude, sorry to interrupt.
No, go for it.
Dude, there's this guy on Facebook, like John Breaks Bad News.
Yes.
And like these people give him these like phone numbers, and he'll call whoever. He's like, got some bad news for you, bub.
You got the HIV.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's like, you know that doozy you slept with 3 weeks ago?
That's pretty good.
You might want to get checked.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check this guy out. Obviously.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Is it clearly real?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think so. Because people like comment on it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Even as I say that, though, I'm like sort of hoping it's not real. I think.
I hope it is.
Yeah. It is funnier, but also like sad for those people. Anyway, let's not think about that too much. It's easier to just live our lives, having fun and not worrying about the consequences and other people that aren't close to us. I'm sort of kidding. I'm With You.
Yeah.
It's the 10th studio release from Red Hot Chili Peppers. It came out August 29th, 2011. Number 1 song on the Billboard 100.
Taylor Swift.
Good guess, but wrong. Last Friday night, TGIF, Katy Perry.
Oh.
Last Friday night.
This is when I was a junior in high school.
Yeah, so you should definitely be like...
I remember buying tickets to the show.
To what show?
For this tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Number 1 mainstream rock. Do you want to take a guess at that? Or even just the band? Because it's really hard to guess a specific song.
Is it Chili Peppers?
It is not. They're not even... None of these songs, I don't think, ever reached number 1, even in mainstream rock.
Is it something that would be on the Blitz?
Fuck yeah. Yes, definitely.
I have no idea.
Low Life, Theory of a Dead Man.
Boom.
Definitely on the Blitz. The Blitz, if you don't know, is a Central Ohio, basically metal station. I mean, they still do grunge stuff and they do hard rock, but they definitely lean towards like new metal.
Yeah, it's not like the good 80s metal. It's like the...
Right.
But I have nothing against that. I mean, if one of those bands asked me to be the drummer, I'd be like, fucking hell yeah.
Right. Yeah. Number 1 album on the Billboard 200, Watch the Throne, the Jay-Z and Kanye collaboration, which I had forgotten about. I'm not like super familiar with it, but I forgot that that even existed.
Don't lie.
No, I'm not lying. So that's that. First song. We're already 25 minutes in, but that's how we like to do it. I'm With You is the album. The first song on that album is Monarchy of Roses. All right, so that's the first song. It was the second single off this album. I feel like I should also mention that this is the last Rick Rubin collaboration.
Yeah.
He's been with them since Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic, and he's the producer. This is their first with new guitar player Josh Klinghoffer,
who was like, he did like the keyboards and like rhythm guitar stuff. He's like a utility guy in the live band. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It sounds like that.
Yeah.
You know, especially on I'm trying to remember on my own, but I can't. I spent a lot of time listening to this on my watch, which shuffled these songs. So Even You Brutus, which is kind of like the almost like rap song, like true rap song.
Oh yeah.
But it has a lot of keys on it, and that's what made me think like this guitar player is doing something a little unusual. Unusual for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. What do you think of this song?
It's probably my favorite on the album, man.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like I like this part.
Yeah.
So he's not doing like the disco beat. He's just like laying it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't notice that.
That's metal, dude.
But he was doing a disco beat earlier. That's cool when they change it up like that. But this song doesn't really rock.
I think so.
I mean,
what was cool is like during this tour they opened up with this song.
Yeah.
And like at the beginning part was like boom, boom. They just kept that going. Like it was so sweet. Like Chad Smith was doing these sweet fills and it was sweet, dude.
That is cool. Now I'm starting to second guess whether I have these songs on our list in the right order. Where's the track list here? Dead silence on the podcast isn't good. I'm just going to assume it's right. Next song, Factory of Faith.
They play this live still. Look it up on your phone.
Oh, I know why I couldn't find it, because I was on the wrong page.
All my life I was swinging for
that's right.
I was looking for the triple, never playing good defense. Gunning for the glitter.
Was that the first basketball reference they've made since Uplift Mofo Party Plan?
I don't know. Mother's Milk, dude.
What's the...
Magic Johnson.
Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah, pretty clearly a basketball reference. You like Factory of Faith?
It's all right.
Yeah.
They kind of have a similar song on the next album too, called like Go Robot.
Oh yeah. This song reminds me of. It's only his like cadence, but it reminds me of Universally Speaking, because he's like factually.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I just hate
I like
it.
this part.
Yeah, it's fine.
I like how the hi-hat opens up.
Yeah. Oh, I got you.
You know.
Yeah. I'm lukewarm on. This is the problem. If there was a problem with doing.
This part. Or there's a part in the song that's like boom, boom, boom. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I do. The full disclosure, this is the Chili Peppers album I'm least familiar with.
Yeah.
That we've done, but I've given it a couple good listens. What I will say is that the difference between doing a podcast on something like a movie or a television show is that you're not expected to go. I don't think. When you watch Blu-rays or something, do you have any idea what chapter you're on? You know how they
No.
No one is, right? So the difference with something like a movie is you're not expected to cover every chapter and like analyze it. When you're doing albums, you have to go through every song. And sometimes you're just kind of lukewarm on a song. There's nothing I have to say about Factory. It's just okay. The go-to word I use in these situations, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
This part.
It's okay. I'm just not like super enthused about this song. The next song is Brendan's Death Song, which there has to be a story to this, right? This is the 4th single off the album.
If I die before I get it done, will you decide?
Dude, you need to get a beer, dude.
Oh, you're right.
Will you grab me one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a long time ago I knew not to deprive. It's safe out there and now you're everywhere just like the sky. But you are love, you are the love supreme, you are the right. And when you leave it, you know it's your jam, it's your goodbye. Like I said, you know I'm almost dead, you know I'm almost gone.
So this song, I said there has to be a story about it. This song is about Brendan Mullen, founder of The Mosque, which was a small punk club in Los Angeles.
That's a weird name for a punk club.
Right? Maybe it's pronounced The Mask. I don't know, but it's MASQUE.
Oh.
And they were they gave the Chili Peppers like an early shot.
Yeah.
Right. And apparently he died on the first day of rehearsals for this album. So that's what this is about.
That's cool. That's a nice tribute.
This is a good song, I think.
The melody is really good.
I'm surprised it's 3rd. It feels like it should happen maybe a little later in the album, but it's good. The melody, I cannot put my finger on it. It's lifted from an oldie, and I can't figure it. The like a doo-wop tune, and I can't put my finger on it.
It does kind of sound like that.
Hit us up on like Facebook or Twitter and tell us, what song am I thinking of? So anyway, so I like that song.
Yeah.
Fourth, Ethiopia.
Hell yeah.
You like Ethiopia?
Oh yeah.
It's actually grown on me a little bit. The song, not the country.
You just think like it's Flea, dude. And the drums.
E-I-O-I-E-I-A. When you give your love away, you get a feeling for. E-I-O-I-E-I-A. Live to love another day, even when you feel unsure. More and more I wanna raise my bar and raise your stake. E-I-O-I-E-I-A. When I lie there wide awake, for my son I'll make. Tell my boy I love him so. Tell him so he knows. Lost in Ethiopia, walked out in that road.
Yeah, this song's cool.
They this was their encore when I saw them.
Really?
So they played "Suck My Kiss," Ethiopia, and then "Give It Away."
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess, they probably felt like they had to do something from this album.
Yeah.
No. Encores are
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Sometimes bands do that. Like that's part of the encore.
Uh-huh.
But
I'm surprised they'd throw this in there.
yeah,
It's pretty good.
I like it.
I don't know that I'd choose it for an encore, but it's fine. It's good. It's better than fine. Annie Wants a Baby comes next.
Dude, I love the drums in this song.
Yeah.
I think it's creative.
Lucy Reba, she's a friend of mine. But later she'll go back and redefine the line. It's getting longer all the time. Oh yeah, drinking sunshine, she likes the taste of it. She had a gold mine, but then she wasted it away. Yeah. You should have seen her yesterday. Yeah. Oh yeah, sing along the way. Nothing stops.
You gotta keep it going to the chorus.
Okay.
Sugar daddy loves her madly. Cosmo Shiva God made you a believer. I don't need to tender. Why do I believe you? And he wants a baby now. And he wants a baby any way she can.
Cool song.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't have much else to say.
In this song, there's like a lot of like hidden parts.
Yeah.
Like there's like a little like guitar squeal.
Yeah.
It goes, "Wah."
Yeah.
It's like a little bend, a little bendy.
Little stretch and a bend. Get my toe to jacuzzi, baby.
Yeah.
Next song. Next. Next. This was the third single on the album, and weirdly enough, I think this is the one of the two that I knew on here. Look Around.
Yeah. I like the little claps.
Oh, me too. In fact, you got to hear how this song kicks off.
Yeah.
You need that.
Breakfast Club, it's my nature. Custom love is the nomenclature. Turn down mass confusion. Hit the road, cause we just keep cruising. Double my fun, double my vision. Long hard look at my last decision. Hustle here, hustle there. Hustle me, bitch, and you best beware. It's emotional, and I told you so. But you had to know, so I told you. Soft walk to horizon. One big crash that no one dies in. This is for the folks in Fayetteville. It'll come true if you say it will. Look around, look around, look around. All around, all around, all around. Look around, look around, look around. All around, all around, all around.
So the mix.
Dude, this guitar solo is weird.
What's weird about it?
None of it sounds right, but it works because of that. Like, if part of it sounded right, it'd be like, what is he doing?
Oh,
but it's clearly like purposefully like dissonant. But anyway, what were you gonna say?
The mix to this album is totally like arena rock.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, it is
really like low end, like boomy.
Yeah, that actually kind of bugs me about it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, well. It's not, to me, it's not very Chili Peppers, which is, like, clearly it is. So it is the Chili Peppers. So like, you are whatever you put out there, right? But I'm just like, this just sounds like it could be anybody, sort of, to me. Now, with that being said, I think we're in the middle of the album now, and I think now it's appropriate for me to say that and I've said this before, when we're judging these albums, at least for me, most of the time, what I'm doing, what I have to remind myself is, I can't just compare it to other Chili Peppers albums that I grew up loving. I have to compare it to other albums that would come out right now. In this case, if I didn't know this was Chili Peppers and it came out on the radio, I'd be like, shit.
Yeah.
These guys are real. Yeah. You know? And so, even though I'm not like in love with it, I think if this was some new band that came out today and I heard it on the radio, I'd be like, nice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well done, guys. First single on the album is The Adventures of Rain Dance Maggie.
This was on the radio for a while.
Yeah.
Lipstick, junkie, debunked the all-in-one. She came back wearing a smile, looking like someone drugged me that wanted to unplug me. No one here is on trial. It's just a turn around and we go. Oh,
cowbell.
Well, and we go.
Dude, so like, I think on this album they had like a percussionist too that toured with him as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Cock blocking is allowed. For a first single, this is underwhelming to me.
This song seems like a story that like about like an experience Anthony had when he was like 22.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And here we're back at the disco beat again.
Yeah.
For those who don't know what we're talking, we talked about it last episode and didn't explain it, but the disco beat is that very signature like open hi-hat
with the bass playing on the and
the you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how a drummer would sing it, but that's how I would sing it. Did I Let You Know is my least favorite title on the album. I hate the title of this song. But here's the song. Okay, this is when I hear this reminds me of late in their career, Our Lady Peace.
I don't know.
Which is a weird thing to say, but
who?
Our Lady Peace. They did their most famous song is Clumsy, which came out in like the mid 90s, but they had a career after that. They just were never as famous again.
Yeah.
we're going to do Our Lady Peace someday on this. I think you might like some of what they do.
Yeah.
But this song sounds a lot like, I'd probably say like Gravity, which would be, I think, their 5th studio album, or I forget the name of the album after that. Angels, there's something like that. Anyway, the guitar part specifically, it sounds a lot like. So I guess I'm meaning that as a knock, sort of, is that like this kind of sound has been done. Oh, okay. 10 years before.
Yeah.
So maybe not 5 years before. That's not an immediate, like, that doesn't make this not worthwhile, but it's not as interesting to me, I guess, as it could be. Going back to Our Lady Peace, they also had a song, can't remember the name of it right now. They had a I know I mentioned Clumsy, but they had another song that came out like later, like 2003 or something, that was kind of Somewhere Out There from Gravity, that was also kind of famous. Doesn't ring a bell. But I'd go into a gym every now and then and hear it. I know you're out there, somewhere out
Let's
there.
do it, dude.
What?
Let's do that band.
Oh, we're going to eventually. But for now, let's move on to the next song, Goodbye, Hooray! Also a great title. Oh, we got it.
Yeah.
You got to hear the very beginning of this one, too, so I'm going to start over. Even though the title's stupid, I like this song.
Yeah. See you around.
I like the verse is intense.
Yeah.
There's a couple on here where the verse is like driving a little bit, and I'm into it. Happiness Loves Company comes next.
Yeah, the next half of this part of the album is like a lot of piano and stuff.
Yep.
Stop marching 'cause you think you shot to number one. Counting days and skipping your stones into the sun. Overrated and under thumb, it goes the way you turn. I'll be yours tonight, living the dream of a meteorite. Stop jumping 'cause we got something to say. Yeah. Young lovers keep it pumping in the streets of LA. And doesn't make you choke. Jump in the fence, right in the rails, or can you take a joke? I'll be yours today, living the dream with the capital K. Stop jumping 'cause we got something to say. Yeah.
Song's cool. Just got a text from my wife asking if I'd be home soon. Uh-oh.
Are you gonna lie, dude?
Uh-oh. Well, I hope not. I told her yes.
Yeah.
I'll be home soon, but I mean, hopefully we won't make it into a lie. Hopefully it'll be true. Police Station is the next one. This is a kind of a weird one. Mostly because he says at one point something about like, I could see in your eyes that you paid for love or something like that. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Dude, how about them Vikings though, dude? They came
Yeah, we're watching, as you all can see on YouTube, every break we're looking at the TV, and the Vikings have come back from like 17-0, and now they're beating the Broncos suck. Sure, the Browns couldn't beat them, but the Broncos do suck. This is another song that sounds like another song.
Yeah.
It sounds like a song on again, I can't put my finger on it, but the melody comes from a song that's on the Pulp Fiction soundtrack. So when we cover that soundtrack, which I think we've talked about, I'll remember it, and I'll be like, that's the one that sounds like Police Station. You love this song?
If this is the song I remember, there's like a cool piano part at the end.
You want me to fast forward to it?
Yeah, like over there. Keep it playing. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, I like that piano part.
Yeah, it's cool. We can't listen to too much. My wife's, expecting me. Even You, Brutus. This is the one that had the biggest impression on me when I listened to it. This is like Chili Peppers trying... I hate to make it sound like this. Like they're trying to sound like old 90s rap. But like, this sounds like a rap song in parts, right?
Oh, yeah. It sounds like the soundtrack to Hamilton. You know what I mean?
Yes, I was wrong. This does not sound like old school rap. This sounds like Hamilton.
It does.
You're right. It does. And that, like this is cool.
Yeah.
But it is also in the same way that Hamilton is kind of like not hardcore. Like this is not hardcore. But I like the chorus. I thought we were gonna get there. I'm gonna fast forward. Song's cool. Meet Me at the Corner comes next.
Please don't ask me who or who you think I am. I could live without that. I'm just a modest man. Meet me at the corner and tell me what to do.
What do you think of this one?
Oh, yeah, I remember this one. Dude, there was like a performance on like VH1 where they played this album in its entirety. It was kind of cool to watch because they had like a lot of other like musicians.
Yeah.
Like the piano player.
Sure.
And they had that percussion dude, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be. This is like their slow cheetah.
Yeah.
Now, every slow song on an album, I'm going to refer to this album's slow cheetah.
Dude, this is a slow cheetah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. And the last song, closing it all out, is Dance, Dance, Dance. Not a cover of the Steve Miller Band, Steve Miller Band song. Just an orig.
Yours and I got mine. She got his and she got shine. Under moon and overseas. She got those and we got these. Dance, 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 dance all night long. Yes, all night long. Dance,
that's pretty much this song.
Yeah. The last half of the album, like a last quarter of it's kind of not my style.
The last two are kind of like duds, kind of. I don't know. I don't like the melody of that one. I don't know. I hate to. For me, there's not much like. This is a collection of 14 songs. It's not like. I don't. Part of this is my lack of familiarity with it, I'm sure, but I don't get the like. A feel for the album, you know, really like I don't know what they're trying to do. It's just pretty like vanilla to me. But so if we were going to cover one, what would you cover?
Rain Dance Maggie.
Really? Just because it's familiar?
Yeah.
I'd go with Look Around.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one.
You know, it's kind of like a party song to me. Yeah. I like Look Around a lot.
Yeah.
What would you cut?
Oh, probably one of the last two.
Dance, Dance, Dance is what I would cut.
Yeah.
I just hate the dance, 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 dance. Like, it's weak. Meet Me at the Corner has a nice little melody to it, so I guess I prefer that one over Dance, Dance, Dance. But like, from the first time I heard Dance, 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 I'm like, what is this? You know, I'm just, meh. Hidden Gem. The singles from this song in order of where they show up on the album are Monarchy of Roses, Brendan's Death Song, Look Around, and Adventures of Rain Dance Maggie. So you can't pick any of those.
Which is the one that's like goodbye?
Goodbye, hooray!
No, that's like Ludo, baby. Sugar, Happiness Loves Company.
Is it?
No, I think it's early. Annie with the.
Annie Wants a Baby.
Or Ethiopia.
Or you like it. Well, I'm surprised you didn't pick Ethiopia.
Yeah.
I got excited when you said Goodbye Hooray because that's the one I'd pick.
Yeah.
It's Goodbye Hooray. I like that song a lot. I like Even You Brutus. Like, this song doesn't have an absolute like dud on it. You know, there's some new stuff that bands do that I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
None of this sucks. It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty. I guess vanilla is the best way to describe it, especially for a Chili Peppers album. Like, look, part of the big question we haven't been talking about, but we'll get to because the Getaway is next, and that's the last one.
Yeah.
We're gonna rank these, and then we're gonna answer the question like, who's the MVP of the Chili Peppers?
Oh yeah.
And I think, not to spoil it, but like, Frusciante leaves, and all of a sudden this is something different. You know, but that's to be discussed later. But for now, it's time to move along. Like I said, my wife's going to be mad when I get home. I'm running a little late.
Get wet.
Get wet.